Yes,
All
you
right.
too?
All right.
Where?
Yes,
Thank you
I'm
for
in St. Augustine, Florida.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
what a beautiful city. I've been there.
Are you guys
It's,
farther south?
oh yeah, Boca Raton, and so's Myrna in Boca Raton. And just before I forget, Zulma, I
Yes.
loved what
We're
you
right near
said.
each other.
I just want to, I don't want to forget this. I love what you said. And I'm paraphrasing. It's like the ultimate forgiveness is forgiving the self for thinking we were separate in the first place. And then what I wrote, that in the workbook, the lesson that starts part two, the description, what is forgiveness? And it's forgiveness recognizes that what I thought my brother did to me has not occurred. And that it sometimes is a bitter pill to swallow initially. Like, what do you mean it never occurred? What do you mean? But they hurt me. Um, but that's the deeper truth of what's going on with forgiveness in the course. That it's nothing happened and the course is written on levels. Like one level, it happened and they did this and here's the drama. And then to elevate that, to pray and elevate that and to see that no, nothing really, nothing really happened because it was my perception, that I was hurt. And at some level, but the ego mind, because it thinks it's separate, wants to justify separation, wants to justify being hurt. So thank you, Zulma. Yeah, are you still here? Or are you? Yeah, that's an avatar. It's in the sweet smiley face, but I hope you're still here because that was very helpful earlier. Who else is here? Deb, I saw your picture. Myrna, I will call you again later tonight, or
Yes.
like
Okay.
probably after dinner. Again,
Oh, well, call after.
971.
Yeah, but call after 8 because I tune in to the Course in Miracles between 7 and 8 if you wanted to
You
join us.
do.
Yeah.
Okay, so after 8.
So if yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
you got it.
Or
After
before
8.
7. Yeah, before 7 or after 8 would be good. Great. I look forward to hearing from you.
And good. Yeah, good. Because like you live right here. You know, down, like practically down the block in Florida terms.
Mhm.
Um, and there's no accident because what occurred to me, like, what are you going to talk about? And the idea of relationships came up. Um, and this is from chapter 22, Salvation in the Holy Relationship. Um, the course, yeah, it is about a whole third of the text is devoted to special and holy relationships. And there are two kinds of special relationships, special love and special hate. And um, special love can turn to special hate very easily. And that's when someone, disappoints us with, that mantra I mentioned earlier, that forgiveness exercises that I mentioned earlier about what yeah, I forgive you for not being who I expected you to be. It's the ultimate forgiveness is self forgiveness. And there's a song I listened to a lot. Oh Happy Day. Oh Happy Day, that, and Jesus washed all my sins away. And that's been so helpful lately because as I think about that and sing it, it's like if there's no sin, there's no guilt. And if Jesus already took away the guilt or washed the sins away, then there's nothing to be afraid of. There's nothing to need. There's nothing to hide from. There's another old song. There's nothing to need, hide from, or fear. I'm whole and complete right now and right here. and yeah, the process of the course is to let everything come up, look at it, and give it to the Holy Spirit to be released, to be sent off into the ethers, and to let it dissolve into the nothingness that it is. And that's what in chapter 22, the holy, a holy relationship starts from a different premise. Each one has looked within and seen no lack. Accepting his completion, he would extend it by joining with another whole as himself. So instead, and Susan said this, instead of looking at relationships as what can I get, because I do not feel whole and complete. So what can I get from you or this thing? It's a person, place, or thing. What can I get from you or this person, this thing or this place to fill up the hole? Instead, it's I don't need anything. Having no needs as a mark of living in the light of the Holy Spirit. The second paragraph and on this is I have my book. I will never with all my I just lost my place marks with all my place marks and marginal notes, and I will never give up this book. Yeah, here it is. So where it says, who has need for sin, only the lonely and alone, and see their brothers different from themselves. It is this different, seen but not real, that makes the need for sin. Whereas that makes, I lost my plan, all this in okay, it's a different seen but not real that makes the need for sin not real, but seen seems justified. This war in this three-dimensional world, we live by comparisons. Only you're back. In this three-dimensional world, we live by comparisons. We live by differences. And we could see it, taller, bigger, shorter, shorter still, fat, thin, black, white, everything is different. And yet, we all come from the same source. And I think that's what the teaching is of the course. One of the things I would love to do, it's 242, I would love to read an excerpt from my book that's coming out in a couple of weeks. It's being edited, let's see, it's being put together now. I turned it over to a publisher. It's called Intimacy. Intimacy, the sacred space between us, the sacred space between us. And that comes from a line, something my husband used to say, that a relationship occurs in the space between us. And I always, talk about, one of the essays, and I still teach, and I've been writing on Substack. But one of the things that came to me was, 1 + 1 = 3. And what does that mean? That there's a dynamic between, and that dynamic between, that's what the relationship is. And it's one person, another person. It's in a holy relationship, that relationship is triangulated to God. Or spirit, and it's given over to spirit but it's always that we're always, connected, even though we don't realize it. So the book is about intimacy, the sacred space between us. And like I said, it started saying, came from a thing my husband said was, relationship happens in the space between people. This is, with one of his big revelations, and I picked that up as a theme. So I just want to read like one little paragraph, and it's not the course. It's not it is the course and it's not the course. It's just a different way of saying the same thing. So let me bring this up. Okay, so this is from an essay. This was called One Love. And I got permission from A Course in Miracles Foundation to quote the course. It is a registered Course in Miracles, a registered trademark, so I can cite the course in the writing. So the course here, love offers everything forever. Love comes in many forms. Sometimes it's fiery and passionate. Other times it's quiet and comfortable. Sometimes it's playful and affectionate. Over the years, people have named these different kinds of love to help us make sense of what we feel, but really, love is love, whether it's practical, wild, or unconditional. I'm going to, I have a psychology background, so there's a theory of love styles by John Allen Lee, romantic love, playful love, and he has named Eros is romantic love, Ludos is playful love, Storge, companionate love, like friendship, pragma, practical love based on compatibility and shared values, mania, possessive love, and agape is selfless love. And I'm just going to skip to virtually the end. My here, at its essence, love is a state of being, an energy that binds us to one another and the world. It is not just an emotion or a transaction, but a divine expression connecting us to something greater. Whether through passion, commitment, or selfless compassion, whether through passion, commitment, or selfless compassion, love invites us to transcend our individual selves and step into the shared human experience. Ultimately, love calls us to embrace our interconnectedness, to see ourselves in others, and to tap into the well of unity that runs through every act of kindness and every moment of connection. When we recognize love as the force underpinning all existence, we unlock its transformative power and live in harmony with the world around us. One love, one source, one heart. That essay is called One Love. Yeah, One Love.
Beautiful, beautiful. That's beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm looking forward to it.
Um, and what that reminds me of, like, is in the course, because it is, the other part of the title, it's inspired by A Course in Miracles. And of course, how can anything, well, I'm a writer, but how can anything I write not be inspired by Course in Miracles? I mean, the course becomes, the window or the frame through which I look at the world. I think, all of I think that happens to all course students, or at least serious course students, that I can't look at the world any other way. And sometimes I have to process. Like I still have to process politics. It's like it's not there yet. Like, grumble, grumble. But like, okay, let it go, let it go. But I'm aware that if I'm processing politics, it's I'm being crazy right now. It's like my mishigas. But that last paragraph reminded me of the teacher's manual course. We process everything through the course. And it was the levels of teaching. What are the levels of teaching? You know, the section 3 in the manual for teachers. And it's kind of emphasizes or describes the section that every encounter is a holy encounter. And that's really, you know, the point I'm trying to make here. Every encounter is a holy encounter. And it talks about 3 different levels of relationship, chance encounters. And it talks about teaching learning situations, and the first one is a chance encounter, and that there's no such thing as chance encounters. And I really, you know, try to work at that one, that wherever I am, that's where I'm meant to be. And whoever comes into my path, you know, this is a holy relationship, and this is an opportunity to share that love, you know, to elevate. In Kabbalah, I spent a couple of years studying Kabbalah, and they talk about our job here is tikkun olam, to heal the world. And what are we healing the world from? The initial, like their creation story is so similar to the Course's creation story. In the beginning, we were all one, and everything was one, like a sheet of glass, you know, one sheet of glass. And then something happened, they're not quite sure. The glass shattered. You know, but we call that, you know, we would call that the tiny mad idea. You know, so this glass shattered, and it created, like, you know, millions and millions of you know, sparks of that, or pieces of that original sheet of glass. And our job is to tikkun olam, to heal the world, to reunite the God sparks, to elevate these individual, you know, shards of glass, and to, by our presence, you know, remember that they're all one. And that's, you know, how I pray to live my life now. You know, just you know, whatever it is, you know, radiating that energy that I just wrote about, you know, that one love, being that, and so that, you know, wherever I am, you know, there's like a resonance of love. Yeah, and that's all I want right now, to be that instrument that, you know, in my presence people feel elevated. Have you ever had that experience that in someone's presence you felt elevated? Like I you know, gurus and masters, and I had here in Florida, you know, is it Deb? There was an ashram, Kashi ashram, and it was run by a guru named Ma Jaya Sati Bhagavate. She was a guru from Brooklyn, you know, who had, you know, her own, you know, awakening experience, and she became a guru. In her presence, I felt that elevation. She you know, she walked into a room, and everything got quiet. Yeah, everyone could feel her presence. And you know, but even without words, and you know, her meditations used to take me like deeper than any meditations I had. But that's a quality or expression that I want to emulate, emanate, you know, and sometimes it takes more work than other times. Yeah, there's still the special people, but recognizing the course is written on two different levels. There's the drama, that's one level. Then there's the elevated level. We can even probably break that down into other levels. But then there's there's the level of elevation. There's the level of let's see. Um, and I'm looking in this section about the levels of teaching. Um, there's like the chance encounters, then there's people, you're with for a certain time, and then there's the life lessons. But that's not exactly what I'm looking for. I'll go back to this. The holy relationship starts from a different premise. Each one is looked within and seen no lack. Accepting his completion, he would extend it by joining with another whole as himself. He sees no difference between these selves, for differences are only of the body. Think what a holy relationship can teach. Here is belief in difference undone. Here is the faith in differences shifted to sameness. And here is a sight of differences transformed to vision. So, how to live that way. Susan mentioned she starts in her morning, with the lesson, as do I. And in a way, the course is sneaky, that it asks us to repeat lessons, especially the earlier lessons, repeat this 5 times a day, repeat this, every half hour. I do not do that. But what the mind training has, and Susan mentioned that, what the mind training teaches is to remember God more frequently. It is to remember who you are more frequently, and to rise above the drama. Somebody has a hand up. Myrna, you want to say something? I
Yeah.
got 4 minutes, so
Okay, you want to forget it? I just said, yeah, I mean, you only have 4 minutes left, but, I'll just take 1 minute. Okay.
go ahead. It's fine.
Okay,
I'm
so, you
no
mentioned,
attachment here. Go
oh,
ahead.
okay. Yeah, you mentioned chance relationships, and I just had to read something that I just pulled up from the chat GPT. Is it chat GPT? I think that's what it's called. Anyway, according to A Course in Miracles, there is no such thing as true chance encounter.
Right,
The Course
right.
suggests that every meeting, no matter how brief or seemingly insignificant, serves a purpose in a larger plan for our spiritual growth and healing. ACIM states there are no accidents in salvation. Those
Right.
who are to meet will meet, because together they have the potential for a holy relationship. That's what you said, a holy relationship.
Yep.
This means that every person we encounter is part of a meaningful learning opportunity guided by a higher wisdom. One more sentence. ACIM teaches that each relationship or meeting is an opportunity for forgiveness, healing, and extending love. So I just wanted to,
Amen.
I love that. I believe in that so completely, really.
Which is what I was saying.
Yeah, what
To
she was
be
saying,
the
right,
present, to be the presence, to know that I'm just here to extend love. And you're right, every relationship has is a holy encounter, and that's another section. But it's an opportunity to extend love, and we are given cosmic assignments, although sometimes I think they're wrong. That's a joke.
Yeah,
And
Really? You
and that
want me to
and
do that?
and that's where our
I
lesson
argue with Holy Spirit a lot,
and that's where our lessons come in. Like, oh man, not this. All right. There's a lesson here. All things are lessons that life would have me learn, that God would have me
Right,
learn, and I have to.
exactly. Or I thought I went through that already. Oh, okay, I guess not all the way. Yes, and so it puts a different frame around what's happening in our lives. and it makes it easier. So with that, I think I will stop. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for listening. Thanks for liking what I read. It's like some of it, did feel like truly channeled, and that it was so much beauty, coming through. So that's going to be available. I'm hoping around Thanksgiving.
Okay. I
All
got
right.
copied your name.
Okay.
Just so you know, the day before I even heard your voice, the first time I heard your name, I felt the viper. I didn't know. I'm like, who is this Sorah? Because your photo wasn't, you weren't. I'm like, Sorah, but the first time I heard your name, I felt. I didn't know. This is the first time I've actually had a chance to hear you, and thank you, for you.
Thank you, Selma. Thank
I
you.
feel
I
you.
felt the same the
I
first time
feel
I
you.
tuned in. I heard you were facilitating, and I was like, "Whoa, this is
I love,
this
I
is
love,
powerful."
Zulma's, I love your poem on time. I'll never forget that. You read your poem on time once. I thought it was absolutely ingenious. I loved it. Really, it was like, it was the whole Course in Miracles in your poem.
Oh,
It's
I would like to hear that
You
sometime.
gotta hear, yes.
That would be great.
I'll find
All
it.
right,
Okay.
guys, I gotta go. I'm gonna go now and do a workbook lesson meeting that
Bye-bye. Speak to you.
through the foundations. I get an hour and a half of course on Tuesday now, which is great. It's
Oh,
really reinforcing.
I gotta run
Uh,
too. Okay, I'll see you. I'll speak to you later. Bye-bye.
all right, I'll speak to you later. Okay, guys, I'm
great
gonna
talking with
leave,
you.
and thank you, Lynn, thank you, Deb, thank you, everybody, thank you,
Thank you.
Myrna,
Guys, love you
and I'm
all.
gonna